This is called Jack-IT, and if you look, it has 3 little holes down there where you put the bolts in, and a great big hole in the center, and that goes right there over the tongue. So now I have the tongue jack itself removed, and there are the 3 bolts, and then this piece here goes in between. There we go. I think that might make more sense now. You have the Jack-IT vertical bar that is underneath of the tongue jack, and it is securely bolted in place. This has got some blue speckled paint on it because we remodeled a kitchen before we put this on, and this was sitting in the garage where we were painting the cabinets. Up here you have an extension arm that can go in forward or backwards. It locks in place with a nice little bolt here. So depending on the rake of the front of your trailer, you can have it leaning forward towards the truck or pointing backwards towards the trailer, or how many bikes you have that day, or whatever the case may be. And there she is installed. I'll have to get some bikes and put them on there and show you how that looks.
They do make bike covers that cover over 2 bikes like this, and we got some cheap bikes from Walmart because they're going to be out in the weather, they're going to be out in the wind and the rain, they're going to be out at the RV park. This is not a good way to carry expensive bikes that you really love and have spent a lot of money on, but this is great for family bikes like this.
Well, we put those on in Wisconsin about 5,000 miles ago, and we've driven them all over the country, and I gotta say, it works out pretty well. I have been pretty impressed overall. With the tongue mount pointed forward, those bikes will actually come in contact with the back of the truck, but the back bumper, the back top of the tailgate on my truck is covered with a plastic protector, so it's not going to ruin the paint or anything, and it's a rubber tire that's doing it. And also, you don't make that tight of a turn radius that often that it really matters. The bikes just kind of move up and come across the back of the tail, and then when you get back straight, they come back down and settle. Everything's been fine with that so far. I put the smaller bike up front and the bigger bike in the back because my wife's a little shorter than me. The smaller bike has an even better clearance. If I had to do this all over again, I would definitely recommend doing this one again. To do the install, since it goes underneath of the tongue jack, I hitched up the truck to make sure that all of the weight of the front of the trailer is on the truck instead of on the landing gear down here. The landing gear probably can hold the whole weight of the trailer all by itself like that, but I've got a truck, so why bother with it? Let's get over here to the back of the RV. I'll show you something. You can get receiver hitches that go around the tubular bumper on the back, the thing that holds your stinky slinky, but I don't recommend putting a bike rack there because on my trailer, and even on my older trailer that was smaller than this, from the axle all the way to the back of the RV is so long that this space here just starts to wobble pretty bad when you hit a bump, and your bikes on the back are going like mad, like crazy. Also, these back wheels here don't have shocks, they only have springs. So springs control compression, shocks control rebound, so you have an out of control rebound situation. It's not that big of a deal for stuff inside of the RV, but for something that far back on the tail, on an arm, on top of that, it gets to be really what we call polar, and it's crazy. The first time on the old trailer that we had one of the bumper mounts on, I had a rear view camera pointed down so I could see it, and it was going crazy, and it actually shook so bad that it broke the bike lock, and just did not feel like I wanted to be responsible for those bikes coming off at 65 miles an hour on the turnpike and killing people behind me. So this is much better. I can see this in my rear view mirror, and it holds the bikes up pretty well, and they don't shake all that bad at all. I've been pretty happy with it. Super easy to install, super easy to live with. The hardest thing you're going to have to do is put the bikes on because they are up so high. You've got a hook here for the back tire. I am 6'2", and that is at the extension of my hand. And then the same goes for the hook for the front tire. All of this stuff is adjustable, but I've got the front side mount up as high as possible and the back side mount the next highest rung. And then you can lower these adjustments all the way down. The lowest one is right there. So from the top down to right there. And then before I go out on any trip, I just make sure that these guys here are still firmly attached, and I have not had any issues. Again, these are Walmart bikes. I have not had any issues worried about somebody wanting to steal these or anything along those lines. So it has been a pretty good setup. They are not wider than the trailer, so I'm not worried about running into cars next to me. I don't need any wide load stickers or anything like that. There are a couple of accessories you can get for this as well. There is a tray that you can put up there, and you can also, when you take the bikes down, you can also take the arms off. I will leave some links in the description down below for you for this. Straightforward, easy install. Unbolt the tongue jack, bolt this on, rebolt your tongue jack, hitch up your bike, get out and about. There's a video right over here if you want to see more real world, real use case, real experience reviews of stuff like this. Then this is the channel for you. Make sure you're subscribed. Button right below the video for that. And then there is another video right here I think you'll enjoy next. I'll see you guys over there.